Okay, we're good.
You're doing great, champ. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to... I still don't know what this series is called, per se. I did call it something in the last one, but that's still subject to change. You will notice immediately that I am standing where the Mustang was last week, and the Mustang has tried to move itself back into storage. That is not intentional. There was a bit of an issue that we will get into a little bit later, but that car needs to come back here as soon as possible, and the engine just off to your left needs to get put into some state of degreasing before it goes back in there, because just looking at it, it's gross. So today's agenda, hopefully, is to get the engine all dressed up the way it needs to be. We need to figure out the water pump in some way or another. We need to get that back on the lift. We need to do it without freezing, because it was 70 last week and it is currently 32. So without further ado, we're gonna redo what we did last week and push that back over here. Let's get into it. Right, so I lied. First thing we're gonna do is make a list, because every good car show needs a list. So, what do we need to do?
Well, first thing is I had to write the Mustang to do on the top.
So first thing we need to do is make a to-do list.
I guess push this back into the bay.
Yeah. We don't want to degrease the engine bay, you said. You think it's good enough?
I think it's good enough. I mean, if we degrease the engine bay, then we got to paint the whole engine bay, and I think we're fine.
You're right. That is a lot of work.
Push it into the lift, then degrease the engine.
Oh, yeah. Got to make sure it doesn't see it coming or we'll miss a spot.
Also, don't judge my spelling on this.
They've watched me work for years. If they haven't made fun of my spelling yet, you're fine.
Okay. Once we get the engine degreased, then...
we need to get the trans off of the 289 still.
Yeah.
Should probably pray to the weather gods to make it warmer while we're at it.
Mm-hmm. So swap the torque converter.
We need to figure out the water pump.
Yeah. Even if that's just put it back in the old one.
Yeah, I guess we can use the old one for now, because that's something you can do in the car, if it comes down to that. And I guess, do you want to try dropping the engine in today?
Today?
At some point?
Maybe I'll have to see if I can get a cherry picker, but yeah.
I mean, Harbor Freight's just down the road. We could just go buy one.
You got $300?
Is that how much they are now?
Yeah.
Dude, when I bought mine, it was like 180. Drop engine in. We're going to have to figure out I guess we can do the gearbox
separate.
If we want to try to run it, we might want to throw the gearbox in. This is like a perpetual list, so we'll just put everything on there. So gearbox needs to go in, and converter and all that. I think that's it. Oh, plumbing. We have to do all the power steering plumbing on that.
Yeah, that's all of the rad,
power steering.
And fuel lines and stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the left side of the engine, so the fuel line should all work correctly.
Sick. That's perfect.
And it's got the mechanical pump too.
I guess Windsors are all...
similar.
Yeah, so...
I mean, we got like the little bit of electronics and stuff as well that need to get hooked back up. Coil wires.
So my dad, last time we were here, which I'll be honest was a while ago, mentioned that the all the hood mounting hardware, especially these hinges, gets kind of crusty as it ages. And he told me that once he tried to put his hood down and it just folded in the center because one of them didn't actually move anymore. It had seized up. So we should take a look at these, make sure they're
movable. They got lubrication, but some of that plate is a little worrisome.
Yeah, let's try to spray some grease on them, and we'll go from there. When we put the hood on, we'll know pretty quickly if it's going to move or not.
Not force it.
Yeah. But I think honestly, just taking a look at everything.
Yeah, I mean, when I parked it after removing it, everything was working. Maybe there was a little play in the hood, but it was going up and down fine.
Well, old American Iron, they didn't exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing was built to a very high tolerance, let's say. I think that's everything, come to think of it. But we'll have to add to that list later as it goes on.
Well, we can't forget to fill up the washer fluid.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't forget that. That would be terrible.
Oh, and we got to install the special surprise at the very end, too.
Oh, yeah.
Special surprise.
Editor, bleep this out. Yeah, that one. Okay.
Hey, I was very vague. You were the one who got more specific and said bleep it out.
Yeah, it's fine, though. I know the editor.
Hopefully you pay him well.
No, not at all. All right. You need to move. That means I need to move my car, huh?
I got to move mine, too.
That's fine. If I see... Rude. Do I have to make the engine noises too, or?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Ow.
Like you're drifting a shopping cart around the mall.
Whoa.
You good?
I think we're good.
You want to take another stab at it?
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. Hey, your brakes suck.
Yeah. Remember that conversation about unpowered brakes?
No, there was no audio recording of it, so it didn't happen.
That'll do for now.
All right, chalk me. Car is back on the lift. Well, not on. It's near the lift. We're getting there. Now we just need to surprise that engine with some degreasing. We'll do it old style. For your consideration today, sir, I have a 1973 aged 540.
Lehigh Coca sends his regards.
Was this all entirely necessary, or could we have just, you know what, it's fine, whatever.
This was fun, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And before you dive down to the comments and tell us how bad people we are for not prepping this engine properly before we sprayed it with degreaser and water, well, here you go. We did in fact. We made sure this engine was watertight before we got water anywhere near it. But I defy you to try to get that into a mafia-style degreasing scene. It's just not possible. With the 351 degreased and drying, we decided to move on to the 289, and all we needed to do on this engine was just strip it of its useful parts, get the torque converter and the gearbox away, and put it off to the side. So here's the issue we're running into right now. So we need to swap over these rings. They're the belt. What would you even call these? Intermediate pulleys?
They sit on the
crank pulley.
crank pulley. Crank pulley. So we need to swap. We need to swap over these crank pulleys because this one only has one ring on it. We think it's probably for a no power steering car or something like that.
Yeah.
The issue is the one that came off is a 289. While it does have the correct belts, it's the wrong bolt pattern. So this one's for 4, and this one's this one that came off of that engine had 3 bolts, and also it doesn't quite fit. It looks like the ring diameter's different. So if you knock my camera over, I'm going to throw you. So what we're trying to figure out now, go that way. Oh my God, hi. My hands are oily. This is not a good thing. So the issue we're having now is we're trying to figure out if we can swap the balancers between the 289 and the 351, or if we're gonna have to order a new one of these. Part of me thinks that we might be able to swap it over, but Jim doesn't like that idea for some reason, probably because it's his engine. So we're gonna have to just figure this out from there. We might still drop this in and see how that goes, because we can always do this in the car. But that's the snag we're hitting right now. And there's a dog trying to knock my camera over. But we're still gonna keep pushing on. We need to get the electronics off of that engine, and by electronics I mean a singular wiring harness that comes off the top and goes to the coil. So we just need to get all of this little wiring and stuff off, all that stuff back there. So let me swap batteries and we're gonna keep trucking on that. We might also swap the carbs over. The other one looks in worse condition, so we'll have to see. We're still trying to figure that out right now. And the shop dog is here again. Hi, bud.
Yeah, like, look.
This is what's going on here.
It's like it's missing a spring or something
Is
somewhere.
it possibly the spring that's on the table right now?
No, that spring was for the kickdown. Yeah.
Well, maybe we need to get a better carburetor.
Budget. Money.
Well, not my problem.
Last things that needed to come off the 289 were the starter motor and the last bell housing bolts holding the transmission on. Then it was just down to the kick. Last thing we needed off the 289 was the wiring harness to power the coil. It was a pretty simple swap.
Whoa. Why did it just let go now? What? Oh, for fuck's sake, dog. No, you come over here.
It's finally time to get this thing into the car.
All right, so right here, right where I'm pointing, right there, there's a bracket. You can see it right here. This is what we're currently fighting. Ow, I just elbowed myself so hard. it's currently hitting on the mount for the engine. And so what we're having to do right now is take it out, because if we don't take it out, we can't get it to align properly even on the other side. So what I had thought to do was to just put one side in and then tilt the engine. It didn't really work, so we're gonna have to try to fight that a little bit here.
I mean, it looks roughly the same size.
Perhaps it could just be the fact that that this thing isn't straight. Here, wait. You didn't happen to see that, did you?
Ah, shit, I guess it is a little shorter.
I f***ing knew it!
Really doesn't seem like it.
No, but it came out of a truck chassis versus, you know,
Again, I was told this came out of a Torino.
Torinos are bigger than these though. Especially if it's from the 70s, it would be on a 69 and greater chassis.
I mean, you think there's a... Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me get this up a little higher. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, barely different.
Just a hair longer, it looks like.
A little different placement on that, where the hole is.
Yeah. All
Right?
Wing this around there. Wait, which one's which?
It's not too unexpected on this.
So sit rep, we had the wrong engine mounts on. I'm glad we figured this out now instead of when this thing was more frustratingly in a position, because we can just do this now. Probably should have done it on the stand, but you learn. It's whatever. You know what? I'll let you bid on your own cards. All right, come on, hit it with your purse.
This side's on.
Don't tighten it too much.
I just fingered.
What's going on right now is he's having to basically quarter turn at a time get that thing out of there. But basically what's happening now is the engine's in. You're not going to be able to see the bolt down there. But this is officially a 351 powered 1968 Mustang. Isn't that exciting? Well, I don't know about you, Jim, but I feel like we've had a very successful day.
Marginally successful.
Well, the engine's in the car. We didn't knock out the whole list, but the engine is in fact in the car.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we were going to get to the whole list anyways. I just kind of figured it was a nice guide for the rest of this project.
All right, so what do we have left?
All right, so first thing we wanted to do today was push the Mustang into the lift, and we did that. Next thing we wanted to do was degrease the engine, and he had a nice Mafia-style execution. Then we wanted to get the transmission removed off the 289.
Which it is. It's right behind me.
Yep, but we didn't swap the torque converters yet.
We did not.
Next we wanted to figure out the water pump, which
We kind of did.
We're still working on.
So what we're kind of running into now is we think that water pump that we had on there will work. However, we don't know about the crank pulley, which is what we're running into, and I talked a little bit about earlier.
Yeah, so we're going to look into different crank pulley, harmonic balancers, and see what we might need to do there to get it to work, or because basically we don't have power steering with what we have right now.
Yeah.
Looks like this was taken out of a car without power steering.
Which, like, we could make work just to make the car run, but
I'd like power steering.
yeah, I don't blame you.
Next thing we had was drop the engine in, which got the engine in.
Yeah, we didn't drop it through the car, so that's
Nope.
good.
Then we have put the transmission in. Not yet.
Not quite.
Not quite yet. Then we have all the like plumbing, radiator, fuel lines. Not yet. Then we have the engine electronics, which we actually did get that harness swapped onto it.
Yeah, fortunately, this isn't anything like the cars we've worked on previously on the channel. This literally probably only has 4 wires running the whole length of the engine. So we're good there.
Then we inspected the hood mounts, and
They're tight, but we'll have to see when the hood's
Yeah.
actually on it.
once the hood's on it, we'll be able to inspect it better, but we could lubricate it up in the meantime.
Yeah.
I'll cross that out. Fill washer fluid?
No.
Nope. And then the special surprise isn't going to be unlocked until we get everything crossed off
No.
this list.
Not at all.
But we are going to be adding something into this list, and that's the carburetor.
Yeah, so unfortunately, while we were putting the engine in, we noticed that the carburetor is missing the anti-dieseling thing, and it seems like the spring that's supposed to retract the throttle blade is either worn out, broken, or just missing altogether. There's something there, but it's definitely not doing anything, so that needs to be replaced.
Yep. And I was thinking about just replacing the whole carburetor off of the 289. Want to look into that a little bit more, make sure that we're not going to have to rejet it or anything, but
Even if we do, I mean, that's
not a huge deal.
no.
Take jets out of that, swap it in, just make sure everything works with it.
Yeah. Even still, this might be good enough just to get the thing running, but
Don't want it running too lean.
yeah. Well,
While lean is mean, lean also puts holes in your pistons.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to take this out again.
Oh God, I don't want to take it out anytime soon.
We had enough issues getting the engine mounts proper in this thing. They looked identical. They, however, were not,
Probably like anywhere from a quarter to a half-inch difference between them.
which was just enough to make the engine go on one and sit so far off of the other that it was sitting completely sideways.
But it was an even easy enough fix once we figured that out.
yeah, it wasn't the end of the world.
No.
I think this is a good stopping point for today. It's getting late and I have to get ready for the rest of the week still, so we're gonna leave this here. Hopefully this car doesn't get repositioned anytime soon. Hopefully we can just,
I mean, as long as the transmission doesn't blow up my fiance's car again, I
Oh.
think we'll be good.
yeah, we didn't talk about that. So apparently,
Yeah, so 2 days after we pushed the Mustang in and got everything ready, the transmission in my fiance's vehicle started slipping. And I ended up having to remove the transmission, disassemble it, replace the torque converter, replace the filter, which you had to split the case open, and I also inspected all the frictions and steels as well, just to make sure everything was okay.
which was just a delightful amount of work. Fortunately, I think I have some pictures. I'll put them here if I still do.
Yeah, it was about a 2-week endeavor because I was doing an hour after work every day, and it's like an 18 to 20 hour job total.
Yeah, what did I title the last episode? Life Gets in the Way?
Life definitely wanted to get in the way there.
Yeah, life Kool-Aid manned itself in the way in that one.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think that's going to be where we're going to end today. Hopefully life doesn't try to get in the way again. As always, thank you all for watching. Go like and subscribe if you are new here. Go leave a comment too. Let us know what you think of this project. If you're a returning viewer, what should we do to this thing? Should we make it more powerful or should we just get it running? Go leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think with that distraction out of the way. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget, peace out. Go drive your cars. Go enjoy yourself. The weather's getting nice. Go drive your sports car again. Go do a burnout. Don't tell them I told you.
Go to
Peace out.
Mexico for that.
Yeah, Mexico. Peace out, everyone.